So I'm still here because I just did one of these, and it was about something about aging. Um, so I still have something to say about aging, which, a lot of people who are aging share a lot of very similar stories and things about what it's like. And of course, one of them has to do with um, uh, forgetting what you had just crossed the room to do, and you forgot why you're even on that other side of the room, or a name you can't remember. Um, but when I was living in Mexico City, I was very much a part of the creative community, um, having gotten a certain amount of recognition. And what amazed me is that in a different culture other than the United States, they have a whole other set of people who are famous and important and mean a lot. And we don't know anything about those people unless you study that region of the world. And a lot of their heroes you haven't even heard of. And down there, a lot of our heroes they don't give a damn about. But here's the deal. There were two writers. I got a chance to meet a lot of very, very recognized talent because that's how it is down there. Throughout Mexico, the intellectual life is very united across the country. And there were two very astounding writers, world renowned. One was Octavio Paz, and the other was Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and they both wrote certain themes, similar themes, but they wrote very differently. And Gabriel Garcia Marquez wrote a book called 100 Years of Solitude, and Octavio Paz wrote a book called Labyrinth of Solitude. And there's a scene in one of Gabriel Garcia Marquez's chapters where an elderly man is passing from one room to the other, and he gets stuck between rooms. And he asks himself, what is the difference from day to day between these two rooms? That hit me. I was in my 20s at the time. And that hit me because he's talking about the moment and how you're always in the moment, but your behavior is patterned and habitual. So I talked to him a little bit about that, and then I tried to talk to Octavio Paz, but I had a problem with Octavio Paz because he had written a book about Marcel Duchamp, and I have always been a Marcel Duchamp freak. I adore that man's intellect, and Octavio Paz wrote a book about him, and I read the book, and it was absurd. It was a complete failure, in my opinion. Okay, opinion. My opinion. He had no clue what Marcel Duchamp was all about. And for those of you who wonder, the thing Marcel Duchamp was remembered for the most is that he's a high-level prankster. He could play games with the mind and with philosophy and ideas that could twist you into a knot. I mean, what a game player, and no respect whatsoever for authority. He said, if you don't like what I'm doing, well, then just don't pay attention. Right? And Octavio Paz was like totally serious about the metaphysical meaning and I said, Octavio, that's ridiculous. He got angry at me and refused to continue to talk. And I said to myself, son of a bitch, a world famous, renowned writer who's standing in the middle of my own show. It happened to be a show of mine. He's in the middle of the show and I'm trying to have a talk and he gets angry with me. I'll never get over that. I don't even remember why I'm even telling you this. I'm so upset about it. So I'm going to end it right there. There. Big deal.